Bhaktaha, devotee. Asi, you are. Me, my. Sakha, friend. Cha, also. Iti, therefore. Rahasyam, mystery. Ki, certainly. Etat, this. Uttamam, transcendental. Translation. That very ancient science of the relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you because you are my devotee as well as my friend and can therefore understand the transcendental mystery of this science. Please repeat. That very ancient science of the relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you because you are my devotee as well as my friend and can therefore understand the transcendental mystery of this science. Purport. There are two classes of men, namely the devotee and the demon. The Lord selected Arjuna as the recipient of this great science, owing to his being a devotee of the Lord. But for the demon, it is not possible to understand this great mysterious science. There are a number of editions of this great book of knowledge. Some of them have commentaries by the devotees, and some of them have commentaries by the demons. Commentation by the devotees is real, whereas that of the demons is useless. Arjuna accepts Sri Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and any commentary on the Gita following in the footsteps of Arjuna is real devotional service to the cause of this great science. The demonic, however, do not accept Lord Krishna as he is. Instead, they concoct something about Krishna and mislead general readers from the path of Krishna's instructions. Here is a warning about such misleading paths. One should try to follow the disciplic succession from Arjuna and thus be benefited by this great science of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. That very science of the relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you because you are my devotee as well as my friend and can therefore understand the transcendental mystery of this science. So it's interesting so everyone understood the translation of this verse? Pretty simple, right? Krishna is stating the qualifications to understand the Bhagavad Gita. So we can see that, let me ask you a question. Why can two people read the same Bhagavad Gita and come away with completely two different understandings? Why the Gita, any book? Two different people can read the same book and they can come up with two different conclusions. Why is that? Anybody? Any answer? There's no wrong answer. Yes? Their devotion. Yes, correct. So basically their personal relationship with Krishna. Depending on the relationship, the understanding will change. So it's not that it's like 2 + 2 = 4. It's not the same for everyone. 2 + 2 = 4 is the same. But understanding the Gita is not like that. Everyone will see it in a different way, depending on their relationship with Krishna. So that's the whole point of this verse, the qualification to understand Krishna. So the Bhagavad Gita, we all know that it's one of the most widely read spiritual books in the world. Srila Prabhupada says that, and this was in the 1970s. He said there are over 640 different translations of the Gita. You can imagine how many different perspectives that means. One book, 640 different versions. Crazy. Can't possibly be the same. They have to be different. So one person can read the Gita and understand Krishna as being God. Someone can read it and realize, I need to surrender to Krishna, so they surrender. Or someone can understand that, okay, devotional service or bhakti is the goal of life, and then they take to that process. Whereas someone else can read the same Gita and understand that, Krishna, he's just symbolic. He represents something else. He represents the body, the mind, so many different things. Or he represents something higher. I'm not sure what it is, but something out there. Or they say, which is sad, that this has nothing to do with Krishna. Krishna is speaking the whole Gita, and then the conclusion of some people are, it has nothing to do with Krishna. So, same book, different conclusions. And this is what this verse is talking about. There's a qualification that is needed, and Krishna states all these qualifications. We'll go over it. But what it does not depend on is our intelligence, our education, our understanding of English, Sanskrit, or any other language. It does not depend on that. Nor does it depend on our philosophical speculation or sophistication. We can speculate or we can be super sophisticated, but that does not mean we will understand what the Gita is saying. We can understand the textbook, we can understand rocket science, but understanding the Gita is a little different than that. So, the Bhagavad Gita is not merely information about Krishna. It is revelation from Krishna. Kind of like how the Bible is a revelation from Jesus. In the same way, the Gita is a revelation from Krishna. And revelation requires a proper method to be transmitted. Otherwise, it cannot be understood. That's the whole meaning of revelation. It's not textbook knowledge that you can just read from person to person and they all have the same knowledge memorized. No, this comes through revelation. It comes down in a descending process from top to down. So this ancient science is very, very old. He describes in the first two verses of the 4th chapter, saying that he spoke the same Gita to the sun god Vivasvan. Then, what did Vivasvan do? He taught it to his son, Manu. Then, what did Manu do? Manu taught it to Ikshvaku. And then, from Ikshvaku, it came to a system of disciplic succession, meaning students after one after the other. It's called the Parampara system in Sanskrit. So, eventually, what happened over time, like we all know, time destroys everything. So even this Parampara system, the knowledge was not ruined, the Parampara was broken. It stopped being transmitted to the next qualified and successful disciple. So what did Krishna do? He spoke the Gita again. And who did he speak it to this time? Arjuna. Very nice. So Krishna is not telling us something new. He's not saying, oh man, 700 verses I spoke millions of years ago, nobody understood, it was lost. Let me speak something new. No. Puratanaha. He says, Puratanaha means very, very old, ancient. He does not say, oh, I'm going to give you something nava or new. No, he says Puratanaha. So this ancient and eternal knowledge has already been established. It's not that Krishna is thinking, man, this Arjuna is different. I have to tell him the Kali Yuga version of my knowledge. No, he says the same exact thing verbatim. He does not change anything. And two ideas we can understand from this, that spiritual truth originates with Krishna and nobody else. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam, meaning spiritual knowledge or course of religion comes from God, not from anyone else. We cannot make it at any point. You cannot make religion, I cannot make religion. We have to follow religion. Only Krishna can make religion, and the acharyas spread that all over the world. And it must be received through proper disciplic succession. Even with material knowledge, like if you want to, the World Cup just happened, so I'm still in that phase. The World Cup just happened. So many wonderful players, so many wonderful talent they have. Did they just learn it overnight? Did they learn it by themselves? No. They all had to train for 19, 20, 25 years. And they're still training. It's not like they stopped. I figured it out, I made it to the national team, I'm good. No. There's every chance that they can be dropped from the team anytime. And they have to go through training even after they qualify themselves. So what to speak of spiritual knowledge, something that's eternal, something that never changes, even that has to come through disciplic succession, parampara. And it's not like technology nowadays. Oh, old phone, broken, battery died, I need a new phone. Spiritual knowledge is not like a car, it's not like a computer, it's not like a phone. It always stays the same. It can never be improved. It's already perfect. So when something is perfect, you can't improve it. It's by default, you can't improve something that's perfect. If anything, it becomes more perfect. And that's the quality of spiritual knowledge. So if someone says, oh, I've developed a modern formula, 2 plus 2 equals 5, that's not because this modern day sentiment is change is great, so let me change things. Sure, you can change some things, but not everything. You can't change the truth. You can't make 2 plus 2 equals 4, change that to 2 plus 2 equals 5. It does not work. You may think it works, but that doesn't mean it's true. Same way, spiritual knowledge cannot be changed by us. It simply has to be received. It cannot be invented. You can receive it, but you cannot invent it, nor can you change it. So that's the proper way to receive spiritual knowledge. Now one may ask, okay, I understood this much, that it has to be received so and so way. But why did Arjuna become qualified to get this knowledge? What is his qualification? And that is described in this verse as well. Krishna doesn't tell him, oh, because you're such a wonderful military man, because your muscles are so big, you have earned my respect. No, it's not because of that. Nor is it because, oh, you're a king and you've had so much knowledge. It's not because of that either. No, my friend, it's not because you understand Sanskrit either. It's not that. He says, because you are my devotee and my most dear friend. Bhaktosime Sakha Cheti. Meaning, you have to be a devotee, Asmi, and Sakha Cheti. Cha iti. Meaning, also a friend. Devotee and a friend. You can't just be a devotee and expect to know it. You have to also be a friend. Meaning, you have to be personal with Krishna. Friendship is of different levels. Whatever your level is, that is up to you. That is between you and Krishna. But you have to treat Krishna in a friendly way. You cannot treat him as, yes, I'm offering awe and reverence is great, but you have to go past awe and reverence to become personal. It's all about being personal. There's many different types of religion out there that are also in the mode of awe and reverence, but they don't necessarily have that personal, intimate connection. And that Arjuna has. That is why Krishna is saying, you are my devotee and my dear friend, which is why I'm telling you this knowledge. So, Bhakta or Bhakti, Arjuna has that. He's a devotee. His fundamental attitude is that Krishna is the supreme and I am his servant. That is the meaning of Bhaktosime, meaning that you are my devotee. And this makes him receptive to that eternal, unbroken, unchanged spiritual knowledge. And Sakha, also friendship. He doesn't simply see Krishna as, oh, he's the absolute truth. He's everywhere. He's all-pervading. He's God. No. He sees that, but he also knows him personally, meaning he eats with him personally. He talks with him. This is all described in the Mahabharata. I'm not speculating here. He travels with him. He went with Krishna to Hastinapur. He went on the Khandava forest. He went to this place, that place, so many different places. Arjuna has full faith in Krishna. He trusts Krishna's judgment at every given moment. And most importantly, he loves Krishna. That love is very, very important, which not everyone present on the battlefield of Kurukshetra had for Krishna. So Krishna could have chosen anybody, but not everyone had the same love that Arjuna did. So he chose Arjuna. Of course, I'm not saying that there were other devotees as well, but Krishna chose Arjuna. So the point is that Gita is not merely a philosophical lecture. It's a conversation. It's a conversation between two friends, between God and his devotee. Because for bhakti or devotional service to be there has to be God, there has to be devotion, and there has to be the devotee. Three things: God, devotion, and the devotee. Without these three things, bhakti is not complete. It remains incomplete. And when you are someone's friend, or when you're someone's best friend, or dearmost friend, Sakha, we say that, oh, he's my best friend, but Sakha means something more than that. Sakha means like very, very dear, to the point where you're revealing your heart at all times. When you can do that with somebody, that's how you know you can reveal your heart to that person. And that's what's happening between Arjuna and Krishna. And this knowledge can change according to relationship between the devotee and Krishna. For example, what I'm trying to say is, with this example maybe it'll become clear. If someone asks you, who's your mother or who's your father? They may know like, oh, her name, they may know her age, they may know that she wears so and so outfit, they may know that she stays at this place. But only you know something that they don't. You know what she likes and she dislikes. You know what your parents love and hate. You know because you developed that relationship with them. A random person does not know that. So information tells us about a person, but relationship is how we know the person. You understand? It's like, I may know so many things about you, but I don't know anything. I don't know you. It's a big difference. So many people know about Krishna, but Arjuna knows Krishna. I'm not saying he's the only one, but the reason why I'm saying Arjuna knows Krishna is because the verse Krishna is speaking to Arjuna. Bhishma also knew Krishna, but for relevance sake, because Krishna spoke to Arjuna, we're talking about Krishna. So Arjuna knows Krishna. He knows about Krishna and he knows Krishna. He knows both. So point is that many people, there's so many scholars out there who study about Krishna. They read all his pastimes and everything. They study the grammar, they study the philosophy, they study the religious trends that Krishna had on this time frame between this people and that country and this and that. So many things they know. They know so much about Krishna, but they don't know Krishna. They don't know who he is. They don't know what he likes and dislikes. So devotional service, this bhakti is so important in this verse because it is that process of devotional service that transforms information into relationship, into relation. Because with just having information, it is not enough. I may know your name. I might call you by your name your whole life. But if I don't inquire more, if I don't ask you, how are you doing today? How was your day? That will always just remain a very transactional, very mundane, low-level friendship. But if I start to care about you, if I ask you, Prabhu, what's your name? What do you like to do? How's your day going? All these things. Then it shows that I care. And if you feel like I care, then you'll start reciprocating as well. So knowledge about Krishna depends on how you reciprocate with Krishna and how he reciprocates with you. How you treat him and how he treats you back. And we all know, we've heard this so many times, we take one step to Krishna, he takes 1,000,000 steps towards you. So what's the problem? There's no problem. You try, and Krishna will try 1,000,000 times more than you. He can do anything he wants. So our little effort will be reciprocated by so much more. So rahasyam, that knowledge that, oh, Krishna will give so much more if I just give him this much of my time. This secret, why is this a secret? Why does the Gita keep calling this a secret? It calls it a secret in the 4th chapter. It calls it a secret in the 9th chapter. Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam. This Guhyam, this Rahasyam. Why? Why is it a mystery and why is it the supreme mystery? It's not that because Bhagavad Gita is a secret book, you have to type some password, give it to some person and they'll give you the book. No. It's because the meaning of the Gita remains hidden because of our lack of effort. If we put in the effort, that mystery automatically gets revealed because it is a revelation. It's not academic knowledge. And it's hidden by consciousness. If you're here and knowledge of the book is over here, you can't expect from here to there make a jump and understand what's going on here. You have to get to that level. You have to raise your consciousness. It doesn't take much. You just have to become more conscious. Conscious about the mode of goodness, the consciousness about how to treat others, how to see everyone as a personal soul, how to see every single person as a Vaishnava. That is our raising ourselves to a higher consciousness. So it's not that Gita is unavailable or Gita is in Sanskrit. No, Prabhupada has solved that problem. He's made it into English. He's given the word for word. We just did the word for word for this verse. So there's no lack of knowledge. It's just our inability to access that knowledge because of our lack of desire and the lack of our proper consciousness. Even if one takes to bhakti, it's not that they automatically understand Krishna right away. It's still, they have to put in work. But the initiation is the beginning. And after that, there's so much more you have to do. It depends on your sincerity. Your sincerity to understand Krishna. So, in the beginning of his purport, Prabhupada says there are 2 classes of men. Devotee and demon. Now, demon, some people might hear the word demon and be like, whoa, that's heavy, yikes, how can he say that? Demon, because the translation of the word is sura and asura. Sura means demigods or devotee, and asura means asura, not devotee or not demigod. It doesn't equal to demon. But because English is such a limited language, like so few words compared to Sanskrit, English has a lot of words. I'm not dissing English out there. I'm just saying, compared to Sanskrit, English is very limited. So when you have so many different words to describe best friend, there's Sakha, there's Bandhu, there's so many different words to describe best friend, dear friend. So you can imagine how many other important things, there's more words. So like this, demon is one of those words that just means not a devotee. It doesn't mean that you're the worst person ever and you will never make it in life. No, it just means someone who's not following the instructions of Krishna. Because who follows Krishna's instructions? A devotee of Krishna. So Sura is that, devotee. Asura means someone who's not following. And that translates to demon in English because English is limiting. So the point that Prabhupada is trying to make is that how one receives the knowledge. One has to accept Krishna as he presents himself. That is a devotee. And someone who doesn't accept Krishna as Krishna is saying, that's a non-devotee. I don't like using the word demon personally. It's not the best word out there. I'm sure there's other words. I haven't done the research, but the mentality is demoniac. That we can say. We don't have to call everyone a demon, but we can say that the mentality is demoniac. Because you are, if I'm telling you, my name is, what's your name? Manish. If you tell someone your name is Manish and they tell you, right, can I call you Ravi instead? Oh, Manish. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna call you something else. How does that feel? It doesn't feel very nice, right? Or if someone calls you, mosquitoes love me. If you tell someone about yourself and then they go around telling others, yeah, he said this, which is completely different from what you said. How do you think Krishna feels when he's saying something and we're telling everyone, Krishna is not really a god, he's just representing the mind. He's not really a person, he's just some symbolic representation of light, energy, happiness, bliss, love, so many different things. In a way they're right, but that's not the highest way. It's like if Manish tells me his name is Manish or he loves cooking, for example, and he tells me he went to this place on vacation with his parents and so on, and I go and tell some other person complete opposite of what he told me. I make up my own facts. I tell Manish went with 5 other people and he got drunk and he was passed out on the floor. How would Manish feel? A, that's completely untrue, and B, that's not nice to someone. So we are doing that to Krishna. We're constantly changing his words. We're trying to adjust the Gita to our mode of life. We are not adjusting ourselves to the Gita. Constantly, people in this world are trying to adjust the Gita to themselves. They're trying to make the Gita fit into their lifestyle. Oh, this verse applies, that doesn't. I'll take this verse. Okay, out of 700, 50 apply. I will memorize this 50 and I will quote this 50 here and there everywhere. But the other 650 I will ignore. But no, that's not how it works. If you're saying something to someone about yourself, that person has to accept it completely. And that's the same thing we should do with Krishna, because he's presenting something that is eternal, something that is already perfect, and he gets perfect every second. Every moment is getting more and more perfect. So why is there the need to change something that is already perfect? That is the point of this verse. You don't have to change anything. You just have to accept it as it is, which is why Srila Prabhupada he translated and he titled his commentary on the Gita as Bhagavad Gita as it is. Not Bhagavad Gita how I think. Bhagavad Gita as it is. As it is what? As how Krishna said it. As how Vyasadeva wrote it in the Mahabharata. So accepting Krishna as he is what Arjuna is doing. He's accepting Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He says, Param Brahma Parang Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Devyam Adi Devam Ajam Vibhum. You are the Supreme of the Supreme. You are the purest of the pure. You are the God of the gods. And you are the original personality. He's saying all of this, not because he feels like, oh, I have to glorify God. How do I do it? Let me just make up some sentence. No, he knows it. He understands who Krishna is. Adi Devam, the first person. He understands that. He understands Krishna is supreme pure. He understands that he's the God of gods, not just a God. He's the God. He's the supreme personality of Godhead. So Arjuna understands all of this, and he respects Krishna for who he is. He's not trying to make Krishna someone. He's not just to give him that respect. No, he's giving respect as Krishna deserves. He's not exaggerating anything. And this is how we should be as well. We should not try to concoct anything at any given point. And Srila Prabhupada has said enough about this, more than enough. We should not try to see God. We should try to work in such a way that God sees us. Time and time again, he has said this. You don't have to do much. You just have to be sincere in what you do. And through that, God will be pleased, Krishna will be pleased, and he will see you. He will see you for who you are. And one day he will reciprocate. It may not happen right away, but he will definitely reciprocate. And the problem with adjusting the Gita to our lives is that our life, our existence in this world is always shaky. Someday happy, someday sad, someday there, next day gone. Sometimes single, sometimes married, sometimes dead, sometimes alive. Next life, this life, so many different things. It's always changing. One day young, next day old. Sometimes sick, sometimes healthy. We're always changing. So, and so is our body. Modern science says that the body is changing every 7 years. Of course it's changing every 7 years. It's changing every second. You're growing every second. It's not like you're 0 years today, 7 years later you'll be 7 years. No, you'll be 1 year, 2 years, 1 month. So many different, every moment you're growing. It's not like there's growth only happening fixed moments. You're growing often, all the time. So if everything is moving and changing all the time, how can we see something eternal through that shifting perspective? Like our politics is changing, our culture is changing. Today, marijuana, for example, is legalized. 5 years ago, that was not the case. So many more examples I can think of, but the point is, we should not try to see the Gita through modern perspective. We should see it from the original perspective, because we don't know. We don't know we don't fully know what Krishna meant. We'll never know it unless we follow the acharyas, unless we follow Krishna, and as he's saying. If we just simply speculate, oh, Krishna meant this maybe, or he meant that, rather than saying, what did Krishna try to say? What is he trying to say? Let me really understand. Until we do that, we will not understand it. If we try to see it from the mental perspective, today the verse reminds me of that. Maybe that's what the verse is saying. Rather than, this Acharya says that this verse means this. Okay, let me try to understand what the Acharya is saying. That should be our way of understanding. And one other thing that comes up is disciplic succession, which I've already mentioned. We should always try to follow in the footsteps of our predecessors, our previous gurus. It could be Srila Prabhupada, it could be his guru. Because think of this, you tell someone on the phone, meet me at the temple at 7 p.m. And then that person tells people, meet temple 7 people, or something else. He changes the words around. And at the end, the last person brings 7 people to the temple instead of meeting you at 7. He brings 7 people and meets you at the wrong time. That's what's happening. Knowledge is being misconstrued, changed, bent, so many different ways, and the essence is becoming diluted. That's the problem. When the essence gets diluted, we come up with so many different varieties. Now, what does variety do? It simply disturbs the mind. Spiritual variety is different, but the material variety is always a cause of problems, because it is always temporary. It is there one day, next day it is gone. There's no guarantee that it will be there. It may live 100 years, that material culture, that trend, the knowledge, it may last a few years, it may last more than your lifetime, but that does not mean it's eternal. Because your lifetime doesn't mean that it's the lifetime. Everything is relative. Demigods above us, they live much longer than us. So your 100 years is nothing for them. It's a snap of a finger. So parampara simply means to follow with faith in disciplic succession. In order, not jumping to the very top and be like, I'm not going to listen to these 31 people. I'm going to go straight to Krishna. I'm going to ignore Prabhupada, his guru, and everyone else, and jump straight to Krishna because I only believe in Krishna. No, one has to believe in Guru as well. And it's not that Guru is a replacement for Krishna. Guru is a representation of Krishna. Replacement and representation are two different things. Guru is always representing Krishna. He's not replacing Krishna. So we should never see, oh, yeah, I found the Guru because I couldn't find Krishna. I found the Guru, now my Guru is Krishna, I think he's God. No, he's like God. Sakshat Haritvena Samasta Shastra. All the scriptures are saying that Guru is like Krishna. He's God-like. He's not God. That is a very important understanding. And this is what Arjuna has. He knows that Krishna is God. He's understood through disciplic succession because he's heard other people say, he's heard Vyasadeva, Narada, and other sages who are present in that Kurukshetra area who have told him that Krishna is God many, many, many times. And that's how Arjuna has understood. He's not taken like, oh, he's saying that Krishna is God and you should listen, and since I'm listening to this person is also God. No, he's not considering Narada Muni God. He's considering Narada Muni, Asita, Vyasa, Devala, all these people God-like because they're following God. And I think we are doing great on time, so we'll stop here. Hare Krishna, thank you so much for listening. I hope whatever I said made sense, and if it didn't, please forgive me. I'll try better next time. If there's any questions or concerns, please.
If you have a question, please step up to this mic so your question can be heard. If no one has a question, I have a question. So we were saying that one who is a friend to Krishna. So how does one exactly become a friend to Krishna? What qualifies as a friend, would you say? I just found the verse that Krishna explains.
Is there a verse that explains about that?
Yeah.
There's many verses.
Yeah. Well, there's
one that comes to my mind is Man Mana Bhava Mat Bhakto Matyaji Man Namaskuru 934, where he says, think of me always, become my devotee, offer me your obeisances. That one, yeah.
There's also 929. Yeah. Samoham sarvabhuteshu nami vaishya stinapriyaha ye bhajanti tamam bhaktya mayeteshu chapyaha. That I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I'm equal to all, but whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend. Is in me, and I am also a friend to him. So there, that's 929. Krishna is directly saying, what is a friend? You have to not be envious, and you also at the same time have to be a friend. So here's how you become a friend. You render service to Krishna with devotion. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Please step up to the mic.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thanks.
Wonderful class.
Thank you.
So we were talking about demons. So let's take Hiranyakashipu. He can give a better Bhagavad Gita class than you.
Of course.
And right, as we know in Srimad Bhagavatam, after his brother died, he had to preach to his relative. So how come he's considered a demon when he has, the proper parampara understanding, which you can say, about the material body and the world and stuff like that?
The understanding, that's a good question actually, Prabhu, thank you. Understanding that the body is temporary and the soul is eternal, that's good. That's adhyatmic gyan. It's still material knowledge. It's not fully spiritual knowledge. Spiritual knowledge only comes in when you understand who Krishna is. At least understanding that Bhagavan iti shabdyate, like at least, that verse in the Bhagavatam where it says, the transcendentalists understand God in three different ways, as the absolute Brahman, as the super soul, and personality of Godhead. So the perfection of spiritual knowledge is understanding God as a person. So until one understands God and has faith that God is a person, personality, not a human being, a person, personality, until then their knowledge remains on the material platform. And that's what Hiranyakashipu had. He didn't have the faith that Vishnu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He knew the scientific knowledge of the difference between body and the soul, but he didn't have faith in the super soul, nor did he have faith that Krishna is God or Vishnu is God. So yeah, he can definitely give a better Bhagavatam class than me for sure, no doubt in that. And he's a devotee, he's a Mahatma, he's Jay and Vijay, one of them. So of course he can. But in his pastime, because of him being covered by Lord Vishnu, and because the pastime needed to be played out, he was put in that consciousness where he completely denied existence of God, denied faith in God, and denied the potency and the supreme position of God. And he considered himself and his brother the supreme. And he made all the demigods worship him. So that was the difference why he didn't have the full spiritual knowledge.
I would say that in Hiranyakashipu's case, although he had knowledge of scriptures he could quote, and he could understand some of the metaphysical philosophy, he had no inclination to serve Krishna, so therefore that doesn't qualify as actually understanding the Veda, because Krishna says in 15th chapter, 15th verse, that he is the knower of the source of the gold of the Vedas. So if you don't know Krishna, you really don't know the Vedas. You don't know who he is in the sense of wanting to worship him. And also, we have that other verse, Shrama Eva Hi Kevalam. So if one's devotion, one's practices, whatever they are, they don't culminate in developing the attraction to Krishna, then whatever he's done is a waste of time.
Right. Thank you, Maharaj.
Knowledge coming down in parampara, how does it become distorted, or there's like different interpretation comes about, taken into account in our parampara recently, coming from Lord Chaitanya, Bhakti Vinod, Bhakti Siddhanta, and there's this dispute about the origin of the soul. You know what I'm talking about, right? Whether the soul was here or came from the spiritual. So, and this is recent, and this is coming down within one parampara, the same guru, same teacher. How it comes about that these misinterpretations take place.
There's many reasons why misinterpretation takes place, but I believe the most fundamental reason why we start to deviate is because we stop following. We don't do 10% following. We try to change things based on how time is progressing in the material world. We're trying to adjust spiritual life based on how the exterior material world is going on. And when we start to change the essence of what we're supposed to follow, that's when distortions come in. That's when new philosophies start to enter, new deviations start to happen, and we lose focus of what the acharyas have said, and we end up with a whole hodgepodge of different philosophies. That's what happened with Vyasadeva at the beginning of Kali Yuga. That knowledge that he asked his disciples to disseminate to the rest of the world, that got split into many different branches, which is why we have so many different branches of knowledge now. Most of them have nothing to do with Krishna. And the essence is covered because we all want to follow something different. I'm sure you already know the answer, and you probably have a better answer than me, but this is what I have on top of my head. White mosquitoes are biting me.
Mosquito orders away our market.
No, we have a special relationship. They love me.
Very Christian. Good answer. Can someone without a spiritual master obtain pure knowledge? Example like Brahma, can someone be like that?
Someone else can become like Brahma, you mean?
No. Gain knowledge without the spiritual master. And I'm using Brahma as an example,
But didn't Brahma get his knowledge from Vishnu, from the heart? He got his knowledge from Garbhodakasha Vishnu, from within. It was revealed to him. There was no one else to give him the knowledge, so Krishna himself acted as his guru and gave him the knowledge. Now that doesn't mean that we follow in Brahma's footsteps and pretend, I'm going to meditate on a lotus flower, go in a Padmasana, and Krishna will reveal it to me. No, we have to find a guru. We are not qualified like Brahma is. Brahma is the most qualified living entity in this material world. In each universe, he's the most qualified living entity, which is why he's given that post, so that Krishna can communicate with him directly. And it's not Krishna actually, it's an expansion of the 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 expansion of Krishna who communicates with Brahma. It's not directly Krishna. Brahma had to wait all the way up until he offended Krishna personally for Krishna to talk to him. And that's when Brahma glorified him. But that's because Brahma is super qualified. We are not qualified to his extent. We need a guru. Even like I said, even with material knowledge, to learn how to drive a car, we need to find a previous driver who will show us how to drive. We can't just sit in a car and start driving. We will know the philosophy, okay, I press the accelerator, it will go. But probably we'll end up in a crash pretty much soon. So in the same way, if we assume I'll sit in a lotus position and meditate on a lotus flower and the knowledge will be revealed to me, that's a waste of time and it's not going to be successful ultimately because you're not pure. You have to be pure. Yesham Tonta Katam Papam, in the 7th chapter, Krishna says, one who is freed from all sins can take to my devotional service. So one has to be some degree of pious, some degree of purity has to be within them. In this material world, everyone is impure. We are impure somehow or the other. But still, there's different gradations of purity and impurity. Some level of purity has to be there for us to understand Krishna. And the more pure we get, the more we can understand Krishna. And the more knowledge will be revealed, but a guru has to be there. Because guru is the connection between us and Krishna. He's the transparent via medium to understand the spiritual knowledge. There is no other way to understand this. Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashito, we just sang it to Prabhupada, because, not for fun, because we're acknowledging that he's, through his presence, his divine presence, that Divya Gyan, the transcendental knowledge, is becoming Prakashito, enlightening. It's enlightening us. It's becoming revealed to us through that Parampara system.
Can someone read Prabhupada book directly and understand spiritual knowledge without,
Without a guru?
Without a guru.
Yes and no. Yes, it is possible to some extent, but a guru is still needed to connect you to Prabhupada. You can read Prabhupada's books, you will get the introductory gush or shock of spiritual knowledge. You'll get that, but you still need a guru to connect you to Prabhupada. And then Prabhupada will connect you to the rest. So you still need a guru at all points. You need a living guru, for sure.
So you're saying that we can understand what Prabhupada is saying about devotional service and follow that, but we need a connection.
Yes, because the spiritual master is giving you the initiation. That initiation process is the beginning of spiritual life. So Diksha means initiation, and initiation means the beginning. So yes, we can follow Prabhupada's books only, but we're still not connected to the Parampara fully because we're not being given that initiation. So until initiation is done, it's not fully connected. But because you're following Prabhupada, you're already doing much better than the rest of the world. Not rest of the world, most of the world who are not following Srila Prabhupada. So you made some progress there already. Great, amazing. But you can do so much better by just accepting a living guru who will connect you to Prabhupada and who will connect you to Krishna. And then your life will be successful.
So we can use Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati as an example of that connection.
Prabhupada will connect you to Bhaktisiddhanta, but you need a guru to connect.
No, I'm saying like with the case of Bhaktisiddhanta, he was so knowledgeable and he took a guru. So I'm saying that we can use his case as an example
totally.
for wanting initiation or the importance of initiation.
Absolutely. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj was a brahmachari his whole life, and he had the entire Gita memorized by the age of 5 or 7. 7, I think. He knew all the verses inside out, and he was expert grammatician, expert He was expert in everything he did. Still, he chose to get a spiritual master and connect himself to the Parampara. His whole life was a display of how pure devotee comes to this world to purify the world and to connect other people to Krishna. Still, he connected himself to the Parampara by accepting a guru, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. Otherwise, it wouldn't have worked. His mission would have failed because others would have taken an example. Oh, Bhaktisiddhanta didn't do it, why should I do it? Srila Prabhupada also took a guru. He didn't need a guru because he also is a pure devotee. He knew everything Krishna from the beginning. He had Krishna consciousness within him. He didn't need a guru, but he still took a guru. And when he took a guru, then he got a mission to serve. That's why he came to the West. That's why we have this wonderful temple we're in. Otherwise, we would not have had that had Prabhupada not listened to his guru, had he not accepted a guru. So guru is very important. No matter how great you are materially or spiritually, you still need a guru. Even Krishna got a guru. He had Sandipani Muni. He learned all the 64 Vedic arts from his spiritual master. Although he learned it super fast, we cannot do that, but he learned 64 arts in 64 days. He learned how to dance and draw and recite everything in one day. He learned how to cook in one day. He learned how to dress in one day. He learned how to do different types of dances in one day. We spend our whole lifetime perfecting one skill, but Krishna did it in one day, each art in one day. And he still took a guru. And he followed the guru's orders to the point. Guru said, go get me wood. He went with his friend to get wood. And they both got stuck in the rain, in the rainstorm. Still, they didn't give up. They stayed there overnight. Guru came looking for them. So if Krishna is taking a guru, Krishna's disciples are taking a guru, who are we to not take a guru? We have to take a guru. All of Krishna's disciples, devotees have a guru. Arjuna had a guru. Dhaumya was his guru. Dronacharya was his military guru. Bhishma was also a guru in a way, Siksha guru. He took instructions from Bhishma his whole life.
Lord Chaitanya took a guru.
Lord Chaitanya took a guru. Ishwara Puri was his guru. Ishwara Puri had a guru. Madhavendra Puri had a guru. Everybody has a guru. So why should we not follow? We should follow. Following is easy. Because then if you make a mistake, it's not your fault. You're just following someone. If you try to make your own system, then you are responsible for the failure of yourself and others. But if you fail because of lack of effort, that's on you. But you can't say that the process was not perfect. Your effort was not there, but the process is perfect. But if you make your own process, by default it is imperfect because you are doing something that you're not supposed to be doing. So that makes the process imperfect. Did I answer your question, John? Perfect.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we have a spiritual master, because he puts things in perspective.
Right.
There's that verse in the Mahabharata, Pradesha Suryato Vivinam Nasabrashirya Shimatam Navinam Dharma Sitatvam Nirhitam Guhayam Mahajanoyan Gatasasamita. That the dry arguments will never give you the final truth. And the Vedas are Vivina. They say many different things. And that's where people get crossed up, because the Vedas do espouse so many different methods, techniques, and processes. But one who has a guru will know which one to pay attention to and which ones not to pay attention to. So it's putting things in proper perspective. And so Dharma Sitatvam Nihitam Guhayam, the solid truth of spiritual life is hidden in the heart of a pure devotee. Therefore, as the Shastras enjoin, one should accept whatever spiritual path the great Mahajans enunciate, and in that way one is safe. Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Any questions, please step up to the mic. Otherwise, we will end here and move on to Gaur Arti. Let me put things away and we'll start with Gaur Arti.
Yes. Gauranitai Jaya.
My friend sir told me to keep live Gaurarati. My friend wants to see live Gaurarati. Jai Jai Gaur Nitai ki Nivai Nitai ki Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jaya Gaur Nitai Jaya Gaur Nitai 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 Gaur Nitai Gaur Nitai Jaya Gaur Nitai. So everybody can see the boss in the board there. Those who want to see, you can come this side so that you can follow after I sing, okay? Shiv Jaya Jaya Gora Chade Arati ko shobha Jaya
Bye.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Shri Shri Ma. His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki. Premsika Ho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivas Hari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki. Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopinath Shamakum Narakum Giri Govardhana Ki. Vrindavan Dhama Ki. Mayapur Dhama Ki. Ayodhya Dham Ki, Dwarka Dham Ki, Jagannath Puri Dham Ki, Eka Chakra Dham Ki, Ganga Mai Ki, Jamuna Mai Ki, Tulsi Devi Ki, Bhakti Devi Ki, Transcendental Book Distribution Ki, Harinam Sankirtan Ki, Transcendental Prasad Distribution Ki, Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki, Gaur Premanand. All glories to some of the devotees. All glories to some of the devotees. All glories to some of the devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga.
Okay, you're going to sing? All right, we're going to give you this microphone.
Go to the mic here.
We'll take this one.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Prahlada Dadai. Hiranyakashi Por Bhakshava.
Hiranyakashi Por Bhakshava.
Thank you.
Haribo. Hare Krishna. So I really appreciate that you all came out. The more people that come out and participate, the more energy we fuse together to try to please Krishna. And in this way, we help each other to move forward, you know. I may be spacing out, but you're thinking of Krishna, so that helps me. You may be spacing out, but somebody else may be thinking of Krishna. And eventually, we get to more and more think about Krishna. So this is a wonderful process. And we work every day to try to increase our focus on Krishna with our chanting, with our service, etc., etc. So again, thank you all for coming. Today, our cuisine was put together by our Damayanti and also by Nadia. So they both have. Anybody else helped with the cooking? With it? Yogini helped also. Okay. So Nadia, Yogini, and Damayanti. So thank you all. Hare Krishna. Let me. All right, so Sarira Avidjajal, Jodendriya Tahikal, Jiva Pele Vijaya Sagore, Armate Jiwayati, Loba Moy Sudurmati, Akaje Takatina Samsade, Krishna Bodadoya Moy, Bori Bohe Chiva Joy, Prasad Nadilo Bai, Say Namrita Pao, Radha Krishna Gunagao, Premeda Ko Chaitanya Nitai, Jai Nimai Jai Nitai,
Jai Nimai, Jai Nitai,
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Shri Advaita Gadadhar,
Sri Advaita Gadadhar,
Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda,
Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare
One more time. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya ki,
Jai.
Shri Radha Govinda ki. All glories to some of the devotees. Hare Rama.